Hi, this is Mrs. Knopf, and today we are going to continue in our method book on the alto saxophone with line 23, Jim Along Josie. This line is part of the purple belt requirement, and we have a new note value. So we're going to go through and talk about all of that. So let's start at the beginning. First of all, we have our treble clef, as always. Then we have our key signature. We have one sharp. It is an F sharp located on the top line of the staff, line 5. This key signature tells us that any Fs we come across will be played as F sharp. But since we don't have any F sharps to play, we can also tell the key by the key signature. So when we have one sharp in F sharp in our key signature, we go up to the next letter of the musical alphabet, and that is the key. So if we have an F sharp as our one sharp, we are in the key of G. So even though we don't start on a G, we do end on a G. Then we have our time signature. We are in 4/4 time. The top number tells us how many beats are in each measure. The bottom number gives us the value of the whole note, and even when we don't have a whole note, we can use this to figure out the value of everything else. So we would have 4 beats for our whole note if we had one. Half of a whole is a half, and half of 4 is 2, so that half note at the end gets 2 beats. Then half of a half is a quarter, and half of 2 is 1, so the quarter notes throughout get 1 beat each. But now we have something new. Half of a quarter is an eighth, and half of 1 is a half. So we now have eighth notes. They are beamed together, so they look like 2 quarter notes that are connected by a single beam. And the first one happens on the downbeat, in this case beat 3. The second one happens on the upbeat. So if you are tapping your foot, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, the quarter notes take up a full down and up beat, down, up, but the eighth notes, the first one is the downbeat, the second one is the upbeat. So we would count that as 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it's the same pattern for the next 2 measures. So that is your eighth note. Eighth notes can be by themselves, but in this case, they are in a pair, so they are beamed together. Now let's go through and look for our notes and patterns. So we start with 2 quarter note Ds on line 4. So press down all the keys, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, plus your octave key in the back. That's everything you've learned so far. We have 2 quarter note Ds, and then we have 2 eighth note Bs on line 3. So just the first key, B, B, quarter note B. Then in the next measure, we have 2 quarter note As, 2 eighth note Bs. Then we skip up to the 4th line D on a quarter note. Then measure 3 is just like measure 1. D, D, B, B, B. And then we finish in measure 4 with 2 quarter note As and a half note G on line 2. So we would go through, you would count this 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3. So hold through the 4. I'm going to play through this. If you're ready, play along. If not, just back this up and play along with me the second time. I've actually sped up my metronome to 84 beats per minute, and definitely start each note with that t sound. So when you have notes all in a row like these 3 Bs, it'll be much cleaner. So here we go. Let's play through. 1, 2, uh-oh. 1, 2, ready. And that is it for line 23, Jim Along Josie on the alto saxophone. I hope this was helpful, and we'll see you next time.